You were on the island a week before you said you were.
No.
The old lady saw you.
No.
You've been wearing civilian clothes.
No.
You were seen.
No.
You shot our lancer.
No.
Whose idea was it?
Was what?
To say you were from Hampshire.
Mine.
The senators.
No.
You cooked it up between you.
No.
Where's the other one?
What other?
You didn't come from France.
I did.
There was no boat on the rocks.
Well, that's why I left.
You're a spy.
No.
Where's the other one?
No.
Not a discussion, Senator. The runway is to extend by 250 meters from this line of trees to there.
It's military. I can't provide the men.
Commercial aircraft will benefit hugely. Extra flights, larger aircraft.
Meaning bombers to bomb mainland Britain.
You'll need 50 good men.
I will cooperate on the civil side, but I will never assist your war effort.
50 men and an architect.
You never find 50 St. Gregory men, will you?
You might scruple at first, but an extra 10 shillings each should soon see to that.
I'm not asking them, Baron.
I'm not asking, Senator.
The Hague Convention is quite clear on this.
Paragraph 6, subclause...
Unoccupied people should not be required to undertake...
I also
military...
want it camouflaged. Paint the whole thing green. We'll need an extra 50 for that.
He requires us with him.
Where, sir?
The barracks. La Salle.
Well?
Nothing. I'll try the senator. He knows something. He'll break more easily than the Sal.
Not the senator.
I'll be careful with him.
I need him, Flack, for far more than informing on spies. I have an island to run, and you are to be careful with everybody.
You mean LaSalle? Too late.
Not LaSalle, I mean the islanders.
Your driver's wife. I want her in.
You are to be particularly careful with her.
Then how do I get the information?
That is up to you. There must be other ways of getting your questions answered.
She's not likely to volunteer anything.
Then use your imagination, Flack. Senator, please.
What have you done to him?
Oberleutnant Flack asked him some questions. And now he is eager to talk to you.
What?
LaSalle. His accomplice. When did he arrive? Whatever you can tell him.
What kind of creature is Flack?
An enthusiast. I will find 50 men for the airport, Senator. If you refuse, I might conscript or offer incentives for which the states of St. Gregory will face the
against the Hague.
Senator, please.
LaSalle. He needs attention. You must see to it.
This is not a clinic, Senator. He's nothing to recover for. He'll be shot in a few days.
Why?
For spying. It's my reprisal. You should be pleased. Just one spy. As you know, I was thinking of shooting 10 islanders.
Constable! Constable chauffeur.
Constable Jonas.
Of course. If we should have a party, where would we find girls?
How would I know?
Well, policemen know where to find girls. You even have one in the car?
I don't know what you're talking about, mate.
Wait.
I know nothing about girls, but your party'd be the last place I'd send them.
And why is that?
Would you send your daughter to one of your parties?
You call me sir. You hear?
Yes.
Problem, Lieutenant?
Baron.
What is it?
Disrespect, sir.
Probably best if I do the disciplining lieutenant, as he's my driver.
Yes, sir.
I am sure you are very busy. I will not tolerate disrespect, Constable, to any of my lancers. You will remain on duty all tonight.
I found it, sir. Of course the airport's military. Of course it is.
Oh, of course it is. How can I ask 50 St. Gregory men to... The poor lad's lying there. His face is a pulp. His arm looks broken. He seems barely conscious. And it's my day. You realize, Angelique, I'm responsible.
Might he have talked, sir?
What about?
If I'm correct, he wasn't alone, was he, sir?
Fred, I don't know what you're talking about, but... Yes, it would be a remarkable individual who didn't talk under those circumstances. So shocking, callous way he said he'd be shot. It's supposed to be a court-martial, but oh... German prosecution, German defense...
I have a question for you, Senator. Do you call them ladies of the night?
What?
Whores.
What on earth are you talking about?
A barge has arrived from France, Senator Dorr, whose cargo includes 20 young women. They have no papers.
Do they need papers if you know what they're here for?
Of course they need papers. They're not animals, Mr. Dorr. But neither are they citizens of the Reich.
Yeah, but they're working for you.
They're certainly not working for me. Inasmuch as they're likely to relieve some of your island women, they could be said to be working for you.
That's a ridiculous statement.
Issue the passes, Mr. Dorr, and that will solve the problem.
Better than your normal way of solving problems. At least you're not having them shot.
We do not shoot people we need, Senator. To try and stay useful.
Oh, tu parles. Bonne idée. Bon, d'accord, ne poussez pas quand même.
Come on, Pete. Make a line over there. Make a line. You, get in line.
No, I'm from St. Gregory. I'm here to deal with
No
their passes.
one works without being examined.
I don't need examining.
You all need examining.
Leave her alone. She's a good girl.
Quiet, the lot of you!
You don't understand. I'm from the Senate. I'm here to deal with it.
Will do as you're ordered.
On va s'amuser ici. Bon, alors on fait quoi là maintenant?
Je sais pas, on l'attend. Comme d'habitude.
What is happening to these women?
French whores being cleaned up before they're put to work. Take your pick.
That one you shouted at, you know she isn't.
I know she isn't.
So why do you keep her?
Because she's a prim-faced bitch.
Do me a favor?
Friend of yours?
Don't let her know it was me.
Tschüss. Tschüss.
Name, please.
Mom?
What do you want?
Information.
How to make a turnip pie?
Eugene LaSalle.
I know him.
I know you do.
Well,
For how long have you known him?
I knew his mother. And if this is about my Belmare thinking she saw him, well, the lad I saw wasn't him, and that's all I know.
That's all you will say. When did you last see him?
Dunno. Months since.
Oh, what is this? A Heinkel?
Spitfire.
Oh, so will this win the war for you? When did you last see Eugene?
Midsummer Fair.
Well, that's just been.
Not this year, last year.
He was there, that's right. I remember.
I wonder where he is now.
You've got him.
How did you know that?
My Belmare told me.
It must have been difficult for you when all my lancers were here, searching.
It was.
So many young men, and you alone here with them for much of the time. You have the Baron's protection, did you know?
What?
I cannot interrogate you as I normally would, your husband being his driver. But, of course, if there is nothing more you know, there would be no point in any case.
No point at all.
So, I will leave you to your turnip pie.
You saw him off, Kathleen.
Didn't I, Belmare?
We both thought Eugene should hand himself in, James. Not just you. And he was very ready to.
You see, I'm terrified he might talk.
Do you think he will?
I suspect I would have.
Let's get Phil back.
How does that help Eugene?
It helps Phil.
We can't wash our hands of Eugene.
No one's doing that. But while Phil's living rough, he can be picked up at any time. He's safer here, under their noses, as Mr. Brotherson.
Yes, good thought.
At least
we'd be involved. Eugene should never have surrendered. Phil was right. And I was so criminally wrong.
we both were.
Now they shoot him.
Give you a lift home.
I'm not going home.
Well, then let me help you. I'm good with punctures.
Really? Doesn't one have staff?
Break your nails.
My husband tells me you're going to murder Eugene LaSalle.
He's a spy and he killed my lancer, probably.
Probably. I don't think you know what you're doing. Why not offer an amnesty? Give your assurance that any British agents on the island, if they surrender, they'll be treated as prisoners of war.
You see, I'm all for good relations, mutual respect and so forth, but things have become cozy. An execution will serve as a reminder of, firstly, who has the power, and secondly, lancers matter.
It's a young man's life.
And how many more will be lost elsewhere today?
Please, don't stand over me like that.
Be careful not to pinch your inner tube.
Don't tell me how to mend a puncture.
But by all means, tell me how to run my occupation. We need a death, you see. If we could find the Lancer's body, we could take reprisals. But As things stand, we can shoot a spy. It's something. Please.
How skilled you are. Will it be you that fires the bullets into the young Lassalle?
No. One has staff.
You are Kathleen Jonas?
What's this about?
You will need a bag with you. You will not be coming back tonight.
And what about the Baron?
What about him?
My husband's his driver, and he doesn't want us to...
I know nothing about that. Get your things.
Colin.
How'd you get?
Well, at least it's not the prison.
Not the prison, but you stay in all the same.
Thank you, that's all.
Kathleen Jonas, Carrier's Farm, Roche Noir.
Date of birth?
20th of January, 1904.
Leave your bag here and come this way. We'll examine you first. If you've no symptoms, after 3 days you can leave. Otherwise, you're here till uninfected.
Uninfected with what?
What do you think? Remove your underwear, lie down on the bed.
What? What for? Why am I being examined?
Syphilis, of course. You jerrybags are crawling with it. Now, that's enough. Just stop.
You just get off me!
Stop now!
Off me!
I need some help here! Stop now!
You! I am a married woman! And I have never looked at anyone but my husband! Not in my whole life, and I never would!
Strap her down. I'm not here to be beaten.
Get off me!
Colin, boy. Hey. Where's your mum?
They took her for questioning.
Who's they?
2 lancers. Ma said to the prison, like my grandma.
They treat her well?
They weren't rough with her.
How long's she been gone?
Since tea. I've done the milking.
Goodbye. All right. Off to bed.
You've done that already.
And now she's doing it again. Sorry to wake you. You understand why you're here. It is for sanitary reasons. We are examining every woman who has cohabited with our troops.
I have not done anything with anyone.
I heard you became violent. You must be concerned that people might hear. Is that why? I think it must be. Because what would life be like if word got out? Adultery. And with the Germans. And with so many of them. These things get out very quickly. No, leave those. I can let you go, you know. With one word. Answer my questions, and no one will know. Or you can stay here, and the word will get out.
No one would believe it.
Well, they would. They would. You saw Eugene LaSalle and another young man the day before we lost our Lancer. The old lady was quite clear. And you told her to pretend she hadn't seen them. You knew they'd shot the Lancer. She told us. Does your husband know you're here? What would he think? He was driving the Baron's car while you were alone with all those young Lancers. He doesn't need to know you've been here at all. Tell me who the other man was. The island will know you for a jerry bag. Your husband will know about the young Lancers. And you see, I've heard that your tests have proved positive.
It's because you can't beat me, isn't it?
Just tell me! Who was the other man?
You're so clever, Mr. Flack. Well, go on. You tell the whole island.
Yes?
You'll have to beat me, Mr. Flack. And what happens when your Baron hears that? You got nothing, did you?
You call this nothing?
There are 157 men currently infected, sir. Roughly 15% of our forces.
The island is riddled with it.
I think we brought it here, sir. And now it's being transmitted back and forth. So, I've authorized that any island woman known to cohabit is examined also.
Yes, I'm mending walls, Senator. Should we think symbolism, do you suppose?
I thought it was perfectly well mended already.
Not much of a wall, are you, Mr. Brotherson? Anything else, Muller?
This evening, sir. A few girls, piano, accordion maybe.
What sort of girls?
Clean ones, sir. Definitely.
Make sure they are. Yes, I don't mind, Muller. It will liven us up. Ah, before you go.
Why are you doing this?
Simple aesthetics. Such a fine old wall.
I mean, LaSalle.
Oh, LaSalle. Such a cruel misfortune.
I'm sure he's done nothing to endanger the Reich.
It's not about that.
What purpose will it serve?
Islanders will become acutely aware of the dangers of spying and of harboring spies.
There are any number of ways of achieving that.
But this is the most direct.
Shoot me instead.
What?
Shoot me.
Why on earth would I do that?
It would serve the same purpose. More so, it would prove you're no respecter of status.
What has it to do with you?
I knew he was from the island. It was at my suggestion he handed himself in.
You must not tell Flack that.
You must not shoot LaSalle. He's done nothing. It wasn't even his idea.
So you knew he was spying. Who was the other one?
I know nothing at all about another one.
When Flack sees a garden wall, he sees a boundary, an enclosure for claimed territory. For him, barbed wire is as good. Don't ever tell him what you have just told me.
usual place?
Yeah, you...
You ready to flip, mate? Because it's that time of the hour. You're to be at Sulishen at 3. More odd jobs. You've a long war ahead of you.
I could still get picked up.
Sure, Winnie will come for you personally. And how will he find you? Advertise? In the Evening Argos?
We're landing soon.
You're here for the duration. You'd better have a shave. You look like a Conchi.
I was wondering about this one.
Sorry.
Very much.
Excuse me. Excuse me.
So, they let you go.
Yes. No thanks to you.
I'm sorry.
You knew I wasn't one of those women. And what did you do about it? Nothing.
Well, I thought you'd prefer that. Whenever I have tried to do anything for you or get to know you, you have turned me away.
Of course I have. Why would I do otherwise?
Well, so why do you run after me now?
Run after you. I happened to see you. Just please, don't ever come to our shop again.
Angelique! Stop.
I don't want to be seen with you.
So, come in here. Hitler has been the worst possible thing for our country. There are many of us who believe that.
It's very easy to say, and at the same time fight for him.
No, it's very difficult.
Do you mean you want England to win the war?
But there shouldn't be a war.
It's a bit late for that. Thank you.
She doesn't think you should be with me.
You killed my father.
I know.
So how can you...
I must have killed many people's fathers. You know, I've been on 14 raids so far. How many bombs is that? How many deaths? I suppose I will go on killing until it is my turn. But I hate to know about those that have died. I would like them all to remain anonymous.
He was a beautiful man. Generous, loving, funny. Frustratingly diffident. And he always looked for the best in people. And always found it. He was truly loved.
He was 23. No particular talents, but inoffensive. Failed his law exams. Loved by his mother. And extremely sorry for himself.
You could desert
Wanted me shot. Thank you.
before killing anyone else. Isn't that better?
No. I wouldn't like you to be shot.
Am I supposed to be grateful? No. You're wasting your time. You killed my father.
Oh, Germany killed your father, Hitler.
Oh, Mummy, meet the man who drops the bombs.
Well, there are already many thousands of dead Germans. Do I blame you for them?
I don't fly a bomber plane.
This is a ridiculous conversation. You know, I said you were stupid. Well, I think you are. If you can't see that we have no choice, either of us, any of us.
So I'm stupid.
About this, yes. You know, one day I am at law school. The next I am conscripted, put in a uniform, put on a plane, taught how to navigate and how to drop bombs. What choice do I have?
And I can't be interested. What choice do I have?
Don't be interested. Just be human. Be civil.
There's no point.
Well, except that you are being, actually. You know, you are here. We are having tea. You are being human and civil. And you know, I think you are interested. Because if you weren't, you'd be up and away, especially when I said stupid.
You're quite arrogant, aren't you?
Is that how I seem? I don't think I am.
Yes. Arrogant, opinionated, and self-centered.
And you go on sitting there.
Ah, Mr. Brotherson, long last. Need you in the orchard. It's horribly overgrown. Just seen you arrive.
A couple of lancers came in the back.
I need to get you cleaned up. I'll leave a razor in the gardener's shed.
Any news of Eugene?
What have you heard?
Nothing. I'm asking you.
Phil, there's some kind of party on tonight. Once that's on, we'll talk properly.
Miss Murray, I took the liberty of obtaining your address from the 50/50 Club.
Have I done something wrong?
We are having a soiree this evening. I would like permission to accompany your singing on the piano, for which I will pay you. Think of it as work. You won't be fraternizing.
Will there be just Germans there?
No, there will certainly be locals there.
I think it's fraternizing.
Miss Mahi, I pay for my laundry. I pay the garage for my puncture to be mended. I pay for my haircuts. Without payment, it might be a concern. But what is the difference between the man who mends my punctures and the girl who sings for me? I pay. Strictly business, Miss Mahi.
Where are you thinking, Walker?
The orchard, sir.
Yo! Come here. What are you doing here?
Mr. Brotherson, you're back again. We must do some more walling together, but for now, go somewhere else. We need this area. Chair, LaSalle.
I don't know.
See if you can manage.
Load. Take aim. Fire.
take this tree down.
Sir?
I don't want it as an emblem for resistance. He was called Eugene LaSalle. One never knows with you islanders. Perhaps you knew him. You have a good saw in the shed, Mr. Brotherson. You heard the shots, Mrs. Dorr. And yes, of course, I do regret it. I've asked Mr. Brotherson to take down the tree and cut it up into small logs and put it in storage.
What had he done?
He spied. And probably killed a lancer, too. You're a lousy warlord, Mr. Brotherson, you know that?
Yes.
Don't ever be tempted to mix with spies. Winter fuel. Much needed.
Right. Corned beef, condensed milk, tinned salmon. And where do you want these, Mrs. Mahy?
Well, can you explain, are these mine, are these yours, whose?
They're ours. Not many shops will have tinned salmon. We'll keep these separate. I'll be fair with you. Your stock stays yours until it's sold. It's very fair. Soon everything will be ours and life will be simple. In here are names and numbers. You keep it hidden. So it's never Captain Kartoffel who buys potatoes, it's number 22. Conrad Kurbis doesn't buy a pumpkin, it's number 33. No names. Understand?
You're not saying I'm to only sell to Germans?
God forbid. We want to make money. Now, salmon. I paid 4 marks the tin. You sell at 8 marks.
Marks are worthless.
The Wehrmacht has paid in marks.
I'll accept marks, but encourage sterling, which at least holds some value.
Well, marks or sterling, be prudent. Always double the price of commodities.
We should respond to current necessities. People are in grave need of fish at the moment. In fact, they're quite desperate for it. We should charge quadruple.
She's a businesswoman.
So you have 2 hours to do what you need. Have a wash, put on your good frock, and then we can go there on my motorbike. Or I could send a car for you. But come on the bike. It will be more fun. I have a good warm scarf.
I'm not coming.
Of course you are. It will be so much fun. Muller has procured an apple pie, and there will be so much brandy, and there will be music.
No.
Yes. And that's an order.
I'm sorry, Lieutenant Walker. You don't order someone to go out with you.
Well, I do. Didn't you enjoy the 50-50 club?
You did.
Oh. You're not still upset about the Jewish thing?
Upset?
Oh, so you are. Okay, I promise we won't mention it.
I'm not coming.
Please.
No.
This is ridiculous. It will be such a good evening.
Good. Then order someone else.
Hello. Hello. This is a very ugly bird. What is it doing here?
She came with the business. She belongs to Mr. Isaacs.
Oh. So a Jewish parrot. Huh? Well, you can tell with the big nose, yeah? So you won't come?
Of course I won't.
The population is herewith notified that Eugene LaSalle, born on 16th April 1919, residing in Fan-Solil, compartment Finisterre has been sentenced to death by the German war court and has been shot. This has been done because he was spying on behalf of the enemy and willfully supporting England in the war against the German Empire. German war court, von Rheingarten, commandant.
Such a cultured people.
Poor things. They're treated like animals, herded onto the island, then disinfected like dipping sheep.
At least they're being looked after.
That's the bracelet Daddy gave you.
I never wore it while he was alive. I barely even thanked him for it.
He wouldn't have minded.
I thought you didn't have the club tonight.
Someone cancelled.
So you'll be late again?
Does it matter?
That depends. There's been an execution. Did you know about it?
If it's who I think.
It was a LaSalle.
I was at school with a Raymond LaSalle.
This was Eugene, his older brother.
My God.
Spying, apparently. What are you putting with that? There's half a cabbage here. And we can make fish cakes out of the tinned salmon.
I don't feel like eating.
No, you need to. It's a better meal than most will have tonight.
I can't think of food.
It's all I can think of.
When Eugene's been shot.
Your father was bombed. At least there was a reason for Eugene LaSalle. It's as if your father never happened. I mean, I'm not asking for sackcloth and ashes, but clubs, singing. What else?
She feels it deeply. And I don't believe there is anything else.
If she feels it deeply, then why do I never sense it?
Do you sense it with me?
Not greatly, if I'm honest, but at least you're not flinging yourself at them.
You don't know what I'm doing. Like you don't know what June's doing. You're making assumptions.
I can imagine what June's doing.
Then what am I doing?
Why? Is there something to tell?
We couldn't tell you even if there was. We'd be letting you down. You're so fixed on being contained and efficient and running the shop, running the house. You've got to keep going. You mustn't give in. So we do the same.
Anger is easier.
You can grieve for your husband, you know. It is permitted.
But not helpful.
And so we can't grieve for our father. Except when you're not around, which we do frequently. So it's deeply hurtful to be told we don't feel.
Yes. But it will pass, won't it? Everything does. Don't sit under the apple tree with anyone else but me. Anyone else but me. Anyone else but me. No, no, no. Don't sit under the apple tree with anyone else but me. Till I come marching home.
Oh, I see.
Don't go walking down Lover's Lane with anyone else but me. Anyone else but me. Anyone else but me. No, no, no. Don't go walking down Lover's Lane with anyone else but me. Till I
Where are these girls from, Walker?
Round and about, sir.
Where did you find them?
Some of the ranks knew exactly where to find them.
You are aware of the infection problem, are you, Walker?
Sir?
None are to go upstairs. I don't want officers mixing with their sort.
sit under the apple pie with anyone else but me. Anyone else but me. Anyone else but me. No, no, no. Don't sit under the apple pie.
blood's not dry on their hands.
There's been a fair sprinkling of girls arrived. Brought up for the celebrations. They might not know, of course.
They might not even care. Time to risk Phil, do you think?
Phil. If you do bed in the cellar, there's a party next door. Now's as good a time as any. Don't forget your bag.
Where are we going?
Doesn't matter.
You don't even know my name.
I don't need to know your name.
I don't like it standing up. Couldn't we go somewhere else? Ow! That hurts.
You didn't stop resisting. You're stupid. Turn around.
I won't turn round.
Turn around!
Someone's there!
Who's there?
It's me, Lieutenant Walker.
What?
Mrs. Dorr.
My God, how dare you?
How dare you? On my property.
What are you doing here?
None of your business.
So you stood there while...
What? Should I have interrupted?
Don't tell the Commandant.
Just get out.
And if you are tempted to tell the Commandant, Mrs. Dorr, just remember, you are out after curfew.
I'm often out after curfew, Lieutenant Walker. And the last time I was in the company of your Commandant. I should not have said that.
You killed him. It was your idea.
We know.
They killed him. We tried to help.
You were wrong. You were so sure, but...
We were wrong, Phil. But we didn't kill him.
So did he crack and confess? But he couldn't have, or they'd have got me. Or is the Baron playing a game? Does he know? He seems to have an interest in me.
I don't think he's a clue. He just likes you.
God. So if LaSalle didn't crack, why did they shoot him?
I don't really think it was about Eugene, Phil.
They wanted to shoot someone. They were looking out for a candidate, and unfortunately, Eugene fit the bill.
We underestimated them. They knew straight away it was from the island. So we're keeping you here, Phil. As far as the Baron's concerned, we've taken you on as a fixture, and you can sneak down here every night after dark.
It's hell.
Yes. What else do you suggest?
And it's pointless. Completely pointless.
Phil, we're trying to help.
Like you did Eugene?
Zelda! Zelda! Miss Kay! Zelda! Miss Kay! Zelda, I know you're up there. Come down!
have to let me in.
It's too late.
It's only 10 o'clock. I've come to apologize.
You don't need to.
I do. I should have asked you nicely. I was too demanding, and I should not have joked about the parrot. I have nothing against them. Some of my best friends are parrots.
You're drunk.
I'm not drunk. I had a few drinks. Please, let me in. I need to speak to you.
I can't let you in.
But then I am going to spend a very cold night on your doorstep, and I will sing all night long, and I have a worse voice than a cat. All right? Dreaming of my dream boat in the moonlight.
Schnapps. The best. Let's go up to your flat.
No.
You should have come with me tonight. Your friend was there, Oh, Beat Me Daddy, ate to the bar.
June.
Good singer. But those other girls sort of would go with anyone. No, I blame you, Zelda. I found myself in a shed with one of them. Can you believe that? Me? I just want a friend. I'm so bloody lonely. I just want a girl that I can respect. You know that it's your fault. If you had come with me, I never would have done it. Let's go upstairs.
No.
Please. We won't do anything. We'll talk. You can drink some schnapps, tell me all about yourself, and I get to know you. And you get to know me.
No.
Yes, please, come.
No, please.
No, no! No more, please! Come upstairs. Learn more about...
No! I'm going to be very clear with you, Lieutenant Walker. You were just talking about a certain sort of girl. The one you ended up with in the shed. I am not that sort of girl, and I will not let you upstairs to my flat. If you respect me, you'll leave now. And in the morning, when the schnapps has worn off, I promise you will be glad that you did.
Have you ever shot anyone?
No, of course I haven't.
Oh, no, of course. I was with the firing squad this afternoon. I gave the order. It's interesting that moment of absolute power, there's none greater, I suppose. In a sense, it's a privilege to experience it. Not many do, after all. Oh, there's a life, and then no life. At my command. I'm so glad you believe we are going to get to know each other better. And I am so glad that you are not like those other girls.
I do appreciate this. You driving me home. They're quite human, some of them. I mean, if it wasn't for the uniforms, we sing, we dance, we enjoy the same music.
We execute young soldiers.
Eugene LaSalle. I knew him.
You knew him.
But they wouldn't have had anything to do with it. It would be a different department.
So where did it happen then?
The prison?
Did you dance with Lieutenant Walker tonight, miss?
No, but he was there.
And the Baron?
For a while.
Where's your dad, miss? Off fighting?
My father was killed in the Harbour Raid.
And this honors his memory.
Talk about holier than thou.
I'm holier than no one. Miss Mahi, I'd like to remind you what's going on here. Those nice men you spent the evening with, it was them who shot your friend. And you know where it happened? 50 yards from where you were partying, outside in the garden.
I was paid for the evening. I wasn't fraternizing.
You was paid.
Not like that. I'm a singer. It was an engagement.
Well, that's not bad, eh? Party, drinks, singing, dance the night away and paid into the bargain. You ought to be bloody ashamed, you little trollop.
I'm fleeing from Lieutenant Walker. And I'm sorry, I assumed Angelique knew where you'd be tonight.
I was paid. All right? I was paid.
Yes, all right.
I went to sing. Let's say I went to flirt.
No, June, listen, I'm not angry.
Well, Mummy will be when you tell her. And you can tell her. Say I spent the evening with a bunch of murderers who come from shooting Eugene. And tell her how much I enjoyed it.
You can't help who we like.
I came to offer you a brandy.
I wouldn't touch your brandy. How can you celebrate after what you did today?
That weight of righteousness is very heavy, Mrs. Dorr. Keep up this moral indignation, and come the war's end, you'll have drowned in it. How many lives will I have saved by one inconsequential execution?
Inconsequential?
Yes, you English with your hypocrisy and sentiment. You're as bloody as any race on earth. Put a record on the gramophone.
I certainly will not. Are you staying here?
Yes.
Then I am not.
Sit down.
No.
Sit down! Where is your husband?
I suspect he's working.
He's in the house?
Most certainly.
I believe I heard you order my wife to sit down.
I did.
You are aware this is her house?
This is going somewhere, isn't it? Is it to end in a challenge? Are we to fight? What is the English way?
Oh, I'd gladly fight you, Baron.
Then we shall. What will we be fighting for?
For? Nothing.
James.
About? Plenty. Your manner, your overbearing, bullying attitude, your assumption of mental superiority when you're simply a butchering thug, but mainly for your condescension in trying to appropriate my wife.
And to the victor, the spoils.
Please, James, this is too shaming.
A butchering thug would call in his henchmen, use a revolver.
Do so.
When was the last time you fought, Senator?
Not since school.
James!
You know, we fight regularly in training.
God's sake, James, stop it! It's barbaric!
I do believe you have loosened one of my teeth. Surely we can now share that brandy, huh?
Please, Baron, just go.
Didn't say a word to him. Didn't catch his eye all the way. All that drive from the prison to the house. Trying to think of a word of comfort to say to him. And I couldn't think of one. What do you say? What can you say?
There's nothing, Wilf. Oh, the poor lad.
You can't even say I'm with you because you ain't. It ain't you who's going to be shot. He's on his own and he knows it. And you know it.
He'll have felt you on his side, Wilf. He'll have known.
You tell me again. They didn't hurt you, did they?
No.
Prison.
Yes.
Filthy bastards.
Fine, Wilf. Nothing happened. They just asked me a few questions and then they let me go.
Thank God.
That's my man. That's my man. We'll be all right. We'll do. We'll do.
June was singing last night at a party at the Commandant's. She wondered if she was fraternizing. And she was, wasn't she? A party with the enemy. What else is it?
I'm not your enemy.
Of course you are, Bernhard. Of course you are.